Hey, Hot Sauce here. Here's the question. Is this the start of something bad? Or markets just doing what markets do? I just looked. Bitcoin dropped below that 80, it's like 77K. Ethereum. You know, I bought some at that previous support level, but it's down at 2,300. It's the life. It's the life of an investor. If you're doing this properly, mentally and psychologically, you're going to know you've got to wait things out. Because what happens is people get, we're all tight. People get tight on money and they put in funds that they maybe should not have into different markets. And so in the short term, it goes down, they got to pull it out. That's one of the biggest mistakes you can make as an investor. We got to ride things out. And I'm speaking from experience. Trust me, I've done it both ways. So what's actually happened here? Let me see. This move here, it's like a risk reset, basically. It's not this panic thing, because if you look at the chart, Bitcoin ran hard. And so the appetite, the risk appetite started to come back in. That was a couple videos ago that I showed you guys. The leverage increased with these risk on investment decisions here. And so when that happens, it's got to cool off sometime. That's why we don't FOMO in. That's why you don't follow the run up, because it has to cool off and back off. And so it always comes from things like profit taking. Okay, we know that. Leveraging, unwinding, because those stop losses hit, and so it draws the price action down. Okay, and the late buyers getting shaken out. That's the thing. The late buyers FOMO in as it runs up, and then they sell when it's a short-term mentality everybody has out there. So what I'm doing, okay, and I'll share this article right here. Just wanted to show you that this is out of Reuters. It says Bitcoin slipped below 78,000 in thin trading. Okay, the volume's thin, extending a bout of weakness at risk appetite faded. Okay, so there's geopolitical tensions. That's Reuters is talking about right here, including an explosion at Iran's Bandar Abbas port. Okay, I don't know about that. Interesting. And a brief U.S. government shutdown, that's never good, push investors away from riskier assets like cryptocurrencies. Crypto-specific pressure from negative spot Bitcoin ETF flows and ongoing developing and industry infighting have also weighed on the prices. Okay, this makes more sense now. This makes more sense, people. So when you think about it, these other fundamentals, I've always talked about this. We got it. The charts do one thing with the technical analysis, but those fundamentals tell a lot. Look, geopolitical tensions. There's a bombing over here in Iran. What the heck is this, man? I got to see what's going on with this. I don't like it. I don't like this kind of talk. So there's some things. The government shut down. They're talking about holding spending for different agencies and things like that. That's turmoil. Okay, that always creates a little bit of some weird stuff. So here's what I'm watching. This is personal. This is not financial advice. Okay. And so I'll go back to the structure of the markets. Okay, is Bitcoin holding the structure below 80,000? So we got to zoom out and you look at the long-term trends. There's some price points on there. I'm going to do that after I get back to my Studio A here. Secondly, does Ethereum find support or continue bleeding? It'll have low volume and continue bleeding downward if we haven't found that support line yet. That's something to pay attention to. And so this fear-mongering thing, I'm going to watch the fundamentals and see if there's some more headlines that are negative that scare people. Is it a fear spike or is it going to fade out? So those three answers right there, it's going to define whether or not this is a pullback or something else. That's what I'm going to share with you today. Hang in there, everybody. I know. I also looked at the 4-year cycle. I zoomed way out, and it's ridiculous, man. I looked at this chart, like a yearly chart, and it's so messed up because 2020, there was a certain top, okay, on that big run up. And so every year we're seeing this volatility, and so we come over here to 2026. the top of 25 was actually below the top on 2020. And so 26 has trickled down from that top, and 2025, it sucks. And the chart looks horrible, man. It's, my goodness. But you gotta know, when you scooch back further than that, there are some euphoric runs in the cryptocurrency market. We just need to be a little more patient. It will happen, people. We just don't have that crystal ball. Anybody that's doing these price predictions, that telling you they know, don't listen. They don't know. You can gather all these extra information with the TA and the fundamentals and things, and you can have your best potential speculation. But who knows when these things come out of the blue? The government bombs another country. We don't know. We don't know that's going to happen. So look, follow the money, follow the insiders, and just pay attention. You know, check in on this channel, because I'm doing my due diligence. I'm really working hard at this stuff. And I just know that somewhere in 26, it's going to go higher than where we were at in 2020. So zoom out, look at those levels, and you'll be okay. It'll help you calm down and not make rash decisions selling your whole bag. Because, you know, that, again, you've got to be a savvy investor. The bags that you set up along the way here in this past year or two, you got to know that you can't just pull that money out right away. Of course, it's all personal, unless there's some kind of catastrophe or something that you have to deal with personally. That's a different story, but just be patient, everybody. I'm telling you, markets are going to recover and go up. We're all going to be smiling and euphoric when it's time to pull our money that we're making. Hop Sauce signing out. Thanks for checking in, everybody. Give me that thumbs up if you would, please. Hit that sub. I'm going to keep it going on this end. I'm keeping it going. All right, enjoy your weekend, everybody. Peace out. Peace out.